All right, y'all. Have you have you been have you had a conversation, right? And you mentioned something, and then all of a sudden, your phone starts advertising something to you, right? And you wonder, it's this phone. Like, how did they know? How did they know that? Like, how did they know that? Like, I'm sitting here talking to my mom about pizza, and then I go on YouTube and you're advertising pizza to me, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Or you might not even say nothing, and your camera might capture something. Like your phone might capture something. Like one time I had a beer. One time, like 3 years ago, I had a Miller Lite. I went to the store and got some Miller Lite. I bought it, and then they were. I don't even drink that kind of beer, bro. I only got it because that's all they had. I was in another state, and I don't drink beer anymore. But then they started advertising that to me all over the internet, and I'm like, what? I didn't mention this name of this beer. They seen it on my phone. Okay, so look, the other day, right? I'm um I'm drinking this tea. Where's it at? I'm drinking this tea, right? And it's in this particular container. Okay, here it is. I was drinking this. I was drinking this. Okay, for the first time, I drink this. Okay, and I let somebody taste it. Somebody who lived with me taste it, and they were like, not on camera. I don't know where my phone was at. Probably in my pocket. I don't know. And they tasted it. They was like, oh, that's good. I was like, yeah, it is good. I was like, it got lemon. It got lemon flavor to it. I was like, I'm going to make my own version of this with mint leaf in it. Right? We had a nice little conversation about it, and I was like, well, damn, I can't make it today because we don't have any limes. Okay, but as soon as we get some limes, I'll make my own mint version. And then later on that day, I go on Facebook, like an hour later, I go on Facebook, and Facebook advertises to me some Lipton iced tea in the same kind of bottle, the exact same bottle, but it's just Lipton iced tea. So I click on the advertisement, and I said, why are you advertising this to me? I clicked on the part that says, why are you advertising this to me? And then they added something in there that I never seen before. Cause I always click on that just to see what lie they gonna say. They usually say because you're in the age range from 18 to 30 or whatever. But when I clicked on it this time, they did say that. But then you know what else they said? I'll let you look at it for yourself. Look at that. It says because you spoke the English, you communicated in English. So what are they telling you? That your phone is listening to your every word, bro. Okay, so if you're listening to a conversation I had about some damn tea, you're listening to everything and anything that I talk about. Okay, we're being monitored by these phones. Okay? You're being monitored by the camera. You're being monitored by and that's why they've been asking us, like, do you give Facebook permission to use your camera and to use your microphone? Oh, okay. So you just want to listen to me 100% of the time. And it's not only the advertised stuff to you. Listen, they have Homeland Security, they have FEMA camps, they have they're calling people domestic terrorists and all this kind of stuff. What do you think they're going to do to you when it comes time? This agenda, it's playing out. It's playing out. I'm telling you. Once they listen to you so much, they already have you in a category. That's why they're targeting you and all of this. What do you think your future is going to be? What do you think they're going to do with this type of technology? How do you feel about being monitored by this fucking cell phone? And what do you think is going to happen? You killed somebody. You've been sitting there talking, having conversations around your friends, talking about shit, plotting around. You don't even have to be on the phone plotting. It used to be like where, okay, you don't talk business over the phone. Now, you can't even talk in front of your TV or around your phone, bro. They know a lot. They know who did what, bro. I'm telling you. You sitting there talking about anything. I don't care what it is. Any type of fraudulent thing that you're going to do. They know about it. They're sitting there listening. They're not only listening to advertise something to you, bro. I'm not saying that they're not going to let people get away with petty crime. They are, because that's not what they're really really after. But they're not going to let everybody go either. They're really after the Hebrew Israelites. That's who they're after. They're really after the Hebrew Israelites. They're really coming for the people who believe in the Most High God. That's who they're coming for. But no one's safe. As long as you're dealing in their customs and using this crap, and they already hate you too anyway, and they can bring you before the courts, they can bring you in jail, they're going to do that. They're going to do that. They're getting ready. You want to know proof that they're getting ready? Because FEMA, what do you think those FEMA camps are going to be filled up with? What do you think? So-called conspirators of this and of that. What do you think? Those FEMA camps ain't nothing but prisons, bro. They're prisons. Because there's not enough jails to hold, there's not enough space in these jails to hold all of the people who they're about to lead into further into captivity. You thought that you were already in captivity? We are. It's about to get worse. You're about to really see the downside of so-called a free world without God. You're about to see how far these devils can actually take it with you. I'm telling you, you're about to really see what you get when you live a lawless life outside of the Most High's law, statutes, and commandments. You let your enemy convince you that his laws are no longer, when the Most High himself said that for you to keep my law, statutes, and commandments forever in your generation, so it may go well with you and your children. You let the one who the trickster, you let the deceiver deceive you, and it's only going to get worse. Watch. The Most High said, "Come out of her, my people." Watch how deep. Watch how far this shit goes. Watch. They're about to try to suck you into a virtual reality, and they got you thinking that you're not already in a virtual reality. As long as you're not living and operating as a virtuous man or woman, then you are in a virtual reality. And they're going to use it to persecute you with virtual reality. Okay? You know what? I think? I think they're going to get to the point where, because I said, listen, I'm going to do away with phones. I'm done with phones and I'm done with computers. Pretty soon I'm going to not have no electronics. You remember the MOVE organization? There was an organization called MOVE. Back, they killed them. They sent one half of them to jail for life, and the other half, might as well have been life, 50 years. And the other half they killed. They burnt. Remember that house that got burnt down in Philly? That was the MOVE organization. They killed them back in the 1980s.
If the city does try to come in here and get you out, what are you going to do?
We're going to do what's necessary, man.
What is that?
But first, understand why he's coming in here.
What are you going to do?
All right? We're going to do what's necessary.
What is that?
The strategy of John Africa.
What is that?
Our only defense.
What is that?
The strategy of John Africa.
You aren't telling me anything. You're just saying the strategy.
Hey, I wouldn't tell my strategy to you.
Do you expect them to come in?
Spring of 1975, some of MOVE's Powhatan Village neighbors complained to the city of threats, the smell of garbage, and rats. City officials announced plans to coordinate a health and housing inspection. MOVE refused to let them in. Year after year, MOVE's encounter with the police ended in injuries and arrest. By 1975, MOVE members had been arrested hundreds of times, with bail amounting close to $1 million. They reacted by strengthening their religious discipline and securing their homes from intrusion. Court, they represented each other. In jail, they went on hunger strikes. On each side, the charges mounted. MOVE accused the city of systematic persecution and violence, resulting in 2 stillbirths and the death of an infant crushed in a police attack. The city charged MOVE with everything short of larceny and murder, climaxing with a plot to obtain nuclear weapons. On May 20th, 1977, MOVE brandished weapons from their Powhatan Village headquarters platform, saying no longer will we be beaten or intimidated by the police without a like response.
It's because we know the psychological effect that it has on them cops. All right? Them cops was thinking about their individual lives. That's why we had guns. We knew that Rizzo had to come to us if he wanted to make an arrest. So the guns was used to narrow down the arrest.
They had locks. And they were already down with they already knew what's up with this government. They didn't have no electronics. They didn't deal with the ordinary customs of men. Okay, and these police hated it. The government hated it and killed them. But I figure it's time to start doing away with their customs. The Most High said, come out of from my people. He said, leave their customs alone. Do not take on the customs of these other nations. He said, and if you leave their customs alone, he said, I will restore your lifespan. Okay? So I figure it's not illegal to not own a cell phone. But then why does all of these companies expect you? Why does everybody expect you to have a cell phone? Like, why? I mean, if you get a house phone, they give your phone number out, whoever the provider is, they give your number out to people to call you and advertise shit to you. So it's not even worth having a house phone anymore. But why does a job expect you to have a cell phone or a laptop? Why? When it's not, you see what I'm saying? It's something that it's not illegal to have, but it's like you can't function in this society without it. You know what I mean? Like, you get to a computer, then you have to go to the library and get on one of their personal computers to do our FaceTime interview. That don't make sense to me though. But what if I'm not computer savvy, or what if I'm somebody who just don't believe in the computer spirit? What if I'm not going along with the computer age? You know what I'm saying? What if I don't believe in that? They're going to say, well, then you can't have a job. But then it's illegal to be homeless. Because if I can't be on a bench, Satan's like, I got you. Either way, I got you. Because if I can't be on a bench without you coming and saying, move. If I can't be underneath a bridge without you coming and saying, move. If I'm not allowed to be out there asking people for money because that's panhandling, and the money is not, I'm not paying taxes on the dollars. And if somebody's out there feeding the homeless, then they're breaking the law. Then what you're telling me is that it's illegal. Oh, and if I can't go into nature and just live then, because you regulate nature too, because somebody owns this, somebody fucking owns that, you're gonna come and ask me, and if don't nobody own it, then you're still gonna show up and ask me, do I have a permit to be here? So what you're telling me is that it's illegal to be homeless. It's illegal to not go about your customs. Not going along with something because of my religious beliefs is illegal now. Bro, we need the Most High back more than we think that we do. I'm not saying that just go along. I'm not saying just go along. But something has to be to die for. Something has to be to die for. Like, at the end of the point, at the end of the day, then I have to put my life, I have to risk my life to be free. That's what it boils down to. Satan saying, yeah, because I'm not going to make it so easy for you. I'm not going to make it easy for you at all. Yeah, you have to risk your so-called freedom. Because, yeah, we have a jail inside of jail. And then we even have a jail inside of that jail called the Hole, solitary confinement, which isn't so bad. The price of freedom, like Malcolm X said, it always resorts down to bloodshed. It's not, there's no peaceful rebellion. There's no peaceful revolution. There's no bloodless revolution. And I'm telling you, once you look at it the way that I'm sitting here looking at it, it's like Satan has you cut off from all avenues. You want to walk away from his schools. You want to walk away from his food. You want to walk away from his homes that he wants to fucking make you work and slave to stay in it. And then when you die, there'll be somebody else, black like you, slaving to stay in it too. And by then, the rent has skyrocketed. It don't never lower. Rent, it don't lower. Like put it this way, your rent might be $600. Your rent might be $600 right now. But then next year, your rent will be $605. Okay? But then in 5 years, it'll be $675. And then 10 years after you move out or you die or something, somebody will be paying $800 to stay there. Okay? And then later on, and then 30 years later, somebody will be paying fucking $2,000. And then you, in the older generation, you'll be like, I remember back in the day where I lived in that neighborhood, it was only $600. And they'll be like, what? That's pennies. You only pay $600? And that's what they're doing to us. They're dragging us. That means that they're heightening the slave labor is getting worse, and the tokens that you get paid for your slave labor is getting more and more scarce. And you would say, well, how did it get more scarce when a job like McDonald's used to only pay $3 an hour, but now they're paying $15? Motherfucker, because the price of living went up. The price of food went up. Do you understand that? That they're playing us. Satan's dragging you. At some point, you have to turn around and say, I'm going back that way. You're not going to keep luring me down the valley of the shadow of death, and I keep luring my descendants down with, keep sending them to these fucking military industrial complexes called school to be probed, to be inside of this goddamn satanic ass environment. I mean, I could see even if it wasn't so satanic, right? Where if it wasn't so much gay shit being pushed on us, genetically modified foods that they're calling so-called plant-based, bro, I can call it couch plant-based. I can call it couch plant-based. You know why? Because it's built on stuff from nature, god damn it. I can call this carpet plant-based. You know why? Because it's all built on stuff from nature, god damn it. But are you gonna eat cotton? Are you gonna eat cotton, polyester, and silk? Well, all of those things that I just named are plant-based. That don't mean go fucking eat it. Bro, they're playing us. And like I say, even if they wasn't playing us to the point where everything had to be so blatantly out in your face, satanic and wicked, you're still playing us with the wages. You're still playing us with the slave labor and all the while telling us that we're not fucking slaves. You're a big ass liar. And then anybody who comes out, teach us so many lies, and then anybody who comes out and tries to speak truth, they wind up dying by questionable means. Okay? They all wind up in prison or by questionable something, you know what I'm saying? Something that just don't add up. Like, nah, he's not the type to do that to no fucking child. But it's like, it is what it is. You still gotta just live, take it in stride, and try to exist inside of a place that's trying to exterminate. How the fuck can you go so hard trying to exist in a place that's blatantly out trying to exterminate you? They want to kill your sense of spirituality. They want to warp your mind, and they want to physically make you perish. And then they want you to pass it down to your lineage. It's generational curses. And then you think you got it bad, they get it even worse. But it's so terrible that they don't even understand what they're dealing with because they were raised and groomed as a child. Take it easy, y'all. Peace.
From that day on, constant police surveillance, which lasted a year, surrounded the MOVE compound, costing the city millions of dollars. MOVE sparked a significant amount of community support by speaking out on police abuse. Many demonstrations were held as hundreds of people rallied to MOVE's defense. In March of the following year, Rizzo announced that if MOVE did not leave their headquarters, the city would erect a blockade so tight, even a fly wouldn't be able to get in. March 16, 1978, a blockade went up involving 1,000 police officers. That night, Rizzo launched a campaign urging armed whites to fight blacks for better jobs, decent housing, and a better life. The day before, he announced that he would drop his bid.